Today we get to the game part of it with our own special Smiley the Barber, Styles by Smiles.
Hey.
Um, so Smiley,
Yep.
how long have you been a barber?
I've been a barber officially now since 2022, 21. Oh, what around that time.
Right.
So roughly last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, professionally. Been cutting hair since I was 16.
Okay. Um, what made you want to become a barber? What inspired
Um,
you?
yeah, so like I said, I've been cutting hair since I was 16, man. So like a cool thing has been like I used to go to like the barber shops, right? Like when I would be at Texas and stuff, I'd go to like the cool barber shops, or like even like when I'd be around here, there was a barber shop I'd go to that was called People's Barber,
Mm.
and I would love that like barber shop aspect. You go in there, everybody would say hi, everybody would be talking, people would be getting their cuts, and I'm a I can be very sociable, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I like it when I go out there and people have that good energy. And I started cutting my cousin's hair when I was 16, and I actually the very first haircut I did on him, I messed up, and I just loved it. I don't know. Even though I messed it up, right? I was like, it was fun that I did it. That I was there talking to him, and I felt like I was in the barber shop, and
Right.
I liked it.
Okay. Um, what was some adversity you had to overcome, like as far as like
Barbering and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Man, a lot of it. I mean, especially I guess for like any barber that just starts off, man, it's a lot of it's just building your clientele and building the trust between you and your clients, because a lot of it is literally, yeah, you got clippers, you're seeing all this stuff that you see on Instagram, IG, all of that people making this, that, and the third, right? And there's money in it. There's a lot of money in it,
right,
but it's also like demographic, right? Like
yeah,
we live out here in Fargo, North Dakota area, right? So
right,
like there, when it gets during the winter time, it does slow down a little bit.
right,
Um, One thing for me was getting my name out there, to where like this year was, like I was saying, the one of the very first years I noticed, because I have like my family and stuff,
mm,
right? So I would say that would be like another like adversary is, or like thing I struggled with was being slow, starting off slow, and having a family
right,
doing it. That's super tough versus rather if I was no kids,
right,
just me, just out of high school.
right,
Being slow is nothing, right? You got X amount of years, when you're starting off older as an older barber,
right,
you don't have that time to play like if you were starting off as a fresh young kid, 18, 19, 20, out of barber
mm.
or out of school trying to become a barber.
So what about like barber school? What was like, or the language barrier? Did you have to deal with any of that compared to
Compared to anywhere else,
yeah,
yeah. So barber school, I would say the things that like barber school, some of the challenges with barber school was being able to work and go to school,
right,
because barber school is open from 10 till 6,
right,
um, and they start at 10 and they close at 6.
right,
And if you know most jobs, that's when you're at work.
right,
You know what I mean? You're
right,
already at work. You're working already by like 10 or like 8, 7 o'clock,
right,
and you're already at work, and you don't get off till 3 or 4 o'clock.
right,
So telling jobs, oh hey, I can't be here from this time to this time,
mm,
impossible.
right,
I had to do a lot of part-time work, man. I was doing like 2, 3 part-time jobs. You
right.
know what I mean?
Trying to
And going
survive,
to barber school.
right. And you graduated from Skill Cuts Barber College,
Skill Cuts Barber College. Yeah.
right? How do you like that the atmosphere or they're like the backbone or staple of the community? How did it feel graduating from there, or what made you choose there versus the other colleges that you could have went to?
Um, some of the big things, I knew Will a little bit growing up. Not like knew him. My
Right,
mom and dad and stuff. My mom actually and stuff kind of grew up with him. They're roughly around the same age. My mom and dad are a little slightly older than him,
right,
but my mom worked with Will and stuff. So my mom and I knew Will a little bit that way, and I knew Brendan and stuff. That's when they were all together, and I wanted to go to that barber school because they also allowed me to be able to work while I was getting my diploma. And I don't know, it's an unfortunate thing. All the other schools don't allow you to do that. You have to be there full time.
Right.
Otherwise, they get mad about it.
Right.
You know, so that was another huge factor for me, is that I was able to work and go to school part time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I could go there, like be there, like yeah, they open at 10, but I could go there like 12 or 3,
Right.
2, you know what I mean? And just, it took me longer to graduate, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Got the diploma.
Right.
You know?
You said you remember your worst cut, which was your cousin.
Yeah.
Do you remember your best cut?
That's, for me, best cut changes because I feel like I did a cut that I don't know if I could ever beat it, and then I beat it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every time I don't think that I can get better, I get better.
But I mean, like, you ever had a cut where, you know, the customer just made you feel like man, I just gave him the best, like, you know, like, you ever had one of those? Like, I know you probably had a couple of those, but have you ever had one where it's like, you know, it was like over the top where you were like, okay, I really did make this guy feel this, you know?
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, you know, not to sound like that guy, but like I feel like I get that.
Hey, be cocky.
You know what I mean?
Give it to me. You're a barber. Be cocky. I want to hear it.
I feel like I get those guys at least a couple times a day.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to really say which one. I would say like let's say just for instance, like today, right? I had this one guy that came in, first time coming in here. I don't know if you saw the Somalian guy that came in here, right?
Mm.
He came in here. He was actually I'm not gonna say names, but he's one of the big guys,
Right.
big barbers in the area's normal customer.
Right.
Well, the way he came at me, he's like, wow, my God, I've never gotten a haircut like this.
Right.
Knowing that he's one of the big guys' customers,
Right.
coming in saying that I'm giving him his best haircut.
Right.
Makes you feel good. Yeah, it made me feel good, dude. Made me feel like, you know, like I'm not trying to say it, but like I've taken a lot of guys from guys who are big guys that charge $60, $70, $80 a haircut in the area.
Right.
And I'm doing their customers, you know?
Right. So do you think barbering should be something for a quick money grab, or should it be about the passion for it?
The passion, dude. Because if you're trying to be in it for a quick money grab, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Right.
Because it's not a quick money grab, bro. It is a hustle. I don't care what TikTok tells you.
Right.
If you are not putting in the work, if you don't show that you at least care, those barbers last in this industry for like 2-3 years tops. And then they're driving truck, they're doing whatever else. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. I see the schools out here pumping kids left and right, and I see these same people not doing what they graduated in like a year or two, and it's over half of them. I see that happen too. What
would be 3 gems you could give to someone that wants to go to barber school, or someone that's in barber school that's about to graduate? What are 3 gems that you'd give to that person?
If you halfway care, you're gonna be okay.
Okay, that's one.
If you try and show up every day and stay consistent, you're gonna be okay.
And one more.
If you have questions, ask.
Okay.
Do not be that guy that's like, I don't want to ask. If you have to ask, ask. And here's another one. I'm just going to throw this one in there. Do not take criticism badly. Take it and own it. Right. Because if you're getting critiqued on it, it hurts to hear it. Yes, even myself. There are times where I even get critiqued, right? There's guys that might not have liked their service as much as that I've done others, right?
Right.
And that's okay. That lets you know that, all right, bro, pick it back up. You know what I mean? Because now those are humble moments for me. Whenever I have somebody critique me now, it's a humble moment for me, because now I got to pick it back up, because the next 3-4 guys that come through my chair, they're gonna bring me 6, 7 guys, each one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. Man. And so how long has been now that you've been cutting?
I've been cutting hair like in this shop here at Melling Barber Shop for 3 years now.
3 years. But in totality, so since 16.
Yes.
And then you graduated, and after you graduated, did you automatically go to Melling, or
No.
It took
Nope.
you a while, or?
It did. It was so yeah, man. I was just kind of bouncing around, doing it out the house. I would go to people's houses. I worked at a couple of the other shops here, and I worked at Skills, and I worked at another place in Grand Forks. They were cool areas, you know. I love Kenny and the guys, freaking amazing guys.
Right.
They really helped me and did a lot for me. I can never say that they didn't, because they did, you know.
What's the demographic like between a Skills and a Melling? Like, what's the what do you get? What's the
Well, the thing I liked about Melling, right? So Jose, the owner of Melling Barber Shop, was actually a guy that I was going to barber school with at Skill Cuts originally, right?
Okay.
He transferred over to Dakota Barber when they opened up.
Right.
So, but I stayed really good friends with him.
Right.
I would still let him cut my hair. I would still go over there.
Oh, so he was your barber.
He was my barber.
Nice.
I would still go to, even though I was at Skill Cuts, I would still go to Dakota and let him cut my hair. That's my boy. I don't care. I don't care about whatever's going on with people and this and that or third. That's my boy. I'm gonna hang out with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, that's just how I am. You know, if I like you, I like you. You know. But yeah, dude. You know, I would let him cut my hair, and one day I was actually, when he was working at Uppercuts, he was talking to me. You know, we was cutting my hair, and you know, we were like, hey, he was like, well, hey, you want to grab food with me real quick? And I was like, yeah, why not? We were grabbing food, and he goes, well, bro, I'm thinking about opening up this shop. My wife, you know, has been doing this for a while, and, you know, she's got some clientele, and I've developed some clientele. Like, would you like to, you know, I'm thinking of having a room, you know? Actually, he didn't tell me at first right away. Right. He told me about it, but he didn't tell me to get in with him at first. Right. So when he first told me, I was like, cool, and I would think about it. Like, I wonder if he's going to ask me. Right. It actually took a little bit, like, you know, like I think it was getting down to like the last few months, and then we ate. I was getting my cut by him again, and we were eating, and he goes, "Listen, bro, would you like to take a room?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know." I was like, I was wondering if you were gonna ask. You know, he's like, I was thinking about it. I just didn't want to, you know, friendships, blah blah blah. I don't want to ruin that. And I was like, "Yeah, bro, no, me neither." And I've been here ever since. Right. You know what I mean? Like.
So it's about who you know, not what you know.
It's, well, a lot of, I'm going to tell you, life is easier if you make good connections. Right. Solid connections, right? Right. The people that you're meant to be with, you're going to vibe with, you're going to connect with, and you're going to keep growing with. The people you aren't, you're going to move on, and you're going to keep going. That's just life. You don't dwell on the, you know, whatever bad relationships you've had. You know, I've, you know, even me, I've had some drama with some people in the barber world, but I don't, you know, I don't live in it. We don't dwell in it. I've moved on from it, and I don't even care about those people or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you do you, I'm doing me, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay for myself is all I got to say. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm doing a lot better than a lot of people thought I was going to do. You know what I mean? Right. So there was a lot of doubters on me, you know, and motivation, bro. Right. Motivation.
So here's a little bit of game, and here comes a little bit of caviar. So is there a peak and a drop that people have to worry about in the barber world?
Yes. Oh, yes, 100%. In barber school, there was a time where, when I was going to barber school, man, there was a time where some of the students were getting mad because every client was asking for me, right? And I thought I was the shiznits, right? I thought I was that guy. I come, you know, I was cutting hair, blah, 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 doing this. I'm coming over here, I'm thinking like, all right, you know, I'm going to be that guy in every barbershop. Right. Coming to Melling Barbershop humbled me because I thought I was doing good cuts, doing good work. There was a moment where Jose kind of comes up to me and he goes, bro, these cuts aren't it. You know what I mean? I thought I was doing good work. You know what I mean? I was doing these cuts like I was doing them at the barber college. You know what I mean? Like in some other places. And he comes up to me like, these cuts aren't it. And I had to think about it. And I was a little salty at first. I was like, What are you talking about? I
I
got
got
clients. I got guys. I got
guy.
people that like my
What do you
cuts,
mean? Yeah.
right? And that's cool, yeah. Though, but I didn't know that, the one thing I had to realize is those guys are used to crappy cuts.
Right.
I've had some of these guys since the barber school. Well, guess
Right.
what? If they were coming to me at the barber school,
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm just being honest, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
And there was even a point to where some of the clients even here didn't want to get their haircut by me because I had messed up some hairs. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is me full on honest. I'm not trying to.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was time, and it hurt because I was like, I do not want to be the barber. The guys are like, I'll wait. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I'm waiting, bro, because like I said, when I first started too, it's not like I had people lined out the door,
Right.
So to have people like be able to have time to get a cut by me, but still say they'll wait, that hurt, bro.
Right.
And I had to relook at my whole arsenal, how I was cutting hair. And I revamped myself. I learned how to get good with shears. I learned how to section hair and do this and break off and do these steps.
Right.
And that took my game from where I thought it was right here to like up here.
Right.
To where I like, now I get guys that call for, the hardest part is finding time not to cut hair anymore.
Right.
Finding time to hang out with the family. Dude, it's like if I get into other stuff. I do other hobbies, like, I buy,
Right.
sell, trade cars. I have to do that stuff.
Right.
Because as much as I love doing hair, if I did it all the time, like anything, too much of anything gets to be bad. I'll get burnt out. And if I
Right.
start to get burnt out, then my cut quality starts to go down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's trying to find for me, it's finding that balance to where I can be in the right mindset and like be cool and like be happy and loving what I'm doing, but also not letting it overtake my life.
Right.
Because trust me, dude, once you start like getting once you get really good, clients will start calling you, and then they'll start calling you at hours. And like I used to, like I said, I used to like cut out the house. So I would always I've done it to myself too, right? Because I would do cuts at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon,
Right.
1 in the morning, you know what I mean?
Right.
6 o'clock, because I was doing it at the crib and this, that, and the third, or I'd go to their crib.
Right.
So like I still have a decent chunk of clients from when I was doing it that, kind of still have that like,
Right.
somebody's going to take care of me if I call, and I will.
Right.
Because that's just me. I'm a people pleaser. It's what I do. But it's trying to find the time, the balance.
Right.
Yep.
You were saying as far as like you taking the critique, is that sometimes where a barber either quits because they feel like they're not up to par, or is that the point where they have to really see if they really want it and really love it to want to lock in and train and go back and learn this and that? Because when you started learning to share and all that stuff, was that, did you learn it from somebody, or did you, take the time yourself to go find the knowledge, or how did that come about for you?
A little bit of both, man. So like a lot of that goes to like, if I wanted, sometimes I think to myself, man, like, a 9 to 5 job would be easy, right? No expectations.
Right.
Because when you are a barber, there's expectation that people rely on you.
Right.
Because if you don't show up and you don't perform, you're ruining somebody else's day.
True.
You know what I mean? And I get it, right? Other jobs, if you don't show up, you don't perform, it can affect stuff. But like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's not your name on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, for a barber, every haircut you do, that's your name.
Right.
For every haircut that comes out of here and leaves, that's your name.
Good or bad, right?
Good or bad.
I remember you used to box and go to the gym. Do you still do that? And is that to keep you in shape for when you have a day, say you're cutting 15 people? Like, is it important for a barber to be physically healthy, like hitting the gym or taking care of their bodies when it comes to cutting it every day?
Yeah, man. It is important, dude. I'll tell you this. When I was going to the gym, I haven't gone to the gym in a little bit, so I'll be honest about that. I haven't, and I can feel it, right? Because, like, I feel a little slower, not as much energy. I do feel like if you take like 30 minutes a couple times a week, and I've been talking to the other barber, Jose, about this, right? We've been talking about going in the mornings, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or something, right? Because for a couple facts, you know, there was actually one barber, really famous barber that said it. He does believe that barbers that wake up and do work out and stuff are the best barbers because you're already demonstrating that you have that grind factor, right? You're willing to wake up, do the hard work, and move. And I do realize I'll say, like, when I'm working out and I'm doing like being a little bit active and doing stuff, I
feel more energetic.
I feel more energetic. I can do more things throughout the day. When I'm just like eating crappy all the time, and you know, I feel it. Like, I mean, like I was talking to you about it, right? Like there was a point this winter where it's like I was just in sweatpants, like every day. You know what I mean? Like it was just, you'd come in here and you'd see me in sweats and my hair is all crazy, and it's like you look at it like Smiley. I wonder if Smiley's okay. You know what I mean?
Going
like
through some things.
You know what I mean? And it's like I'm a barber, so I shouldn't be looking like that. You know, so that's stuff that I have to come back and look at myself and be like, hey, listen, bro, like you gotta clean that up, bro. We gotta, like, so even myself, like it's like where I'm trying to find a time, because like again, I do this to myself. I overwhelm myself sometimes with whether it's the card stuff, whether it's the barbering stuff, or the family stuff. You know, excuses. I always give myself excuses to not work out now.
So I know they say this a lot in barber school, but from your perspective, how important is posture?
Oh, really important, dude. And even myself, dude, I don't have the best posture.
Right.
And I notice that, like, I catch myself all the time. Like, you'll even see me in this chair, right? You see me slumping, moving like this, or like kind of like that. That doesn't help my posture, man. Like when I'm cutting hair, dude, I'll tell you, having the right chair is huge. I got it, even for myself, I got to upgrade my chair. And then when you're cutting, trying to be like this as much as possible, and like reminding yourself, okay, lean up, stretch a little bit, you know, get the shoulder blades moving. Do that real quick in the middle of your haircut, man. It's crucial, dude, because if you don't, end of the day, you're like this.
Do you have a specific brand of shoes that you wear? So
Always.
That way your feet are comfortable?
I'm always wearing like the step right below grandpa shoes. As far as like Brooks or anything. I'm always wearing like the all day long cushions. They're not always the most stylish. But for me, I also have flat feet and like 2 bolts and or 2 plates and 6 bolts in 1 foot. So I need to have like good shoes, bro.
So like comfort.
Comfort. It's all about comfort, man. Comfort over. I mean, I'll have like some, you know, they're okay, but yeah, I'm always wearing these. I don't wear the nice fancy shoes. This, that, and the third. Because at the end of the day, guess what? I'm gonna get hair all over them anyways. Why would I wear those anyways? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense anyways to do it as a barber. You know, like whatever.
A little more caviar. Your cards. So you got into card selling, like reselling. What is your what's your how can I say? What is it that you do with the cards?
Oh
like,
man,
you know, break it down. You know.
How yeah, dude. I did get into card stuff. Kind of funny because I got into it while I was barbering here. My buddy actually was going to a chiropractor place one day. He was like, "Hey, dude, you want to come with me to the chiropractor? They got a hobby shop called Max Collectibles here in town." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll go check it out. Whatever." We went out there. We went to go check out Max Collectibles. And the dude was like super nice, super kind. They had like a wheel where you could spin the wheel and you could get a slab for $20. You could get a really nice one that's worth way more than $20. You could get one that's, you know, whatever. So I spent it and I got a Jalen Hurts rookie. And if you know me, I'm an Eagles fan. So I got a Jalen Hurts rookie PSA 10 out of Panini Phoenix. And that was like kind of like one of my first like cool little hits. And ever since I would go every time he would, like every day I would be like, I'd get the itch, like I kind of want to spin that wheel, like kind of like the casino, right? We go spend $20. I'd go over there and spend $20. And I would start talking to the people, right? And I would start handing out my business cards to them, and then I'd get like a client or two from these hobby shops, right? Like, oh hey, we got a recommendation, and so then it was just kind of cool. Like, I started streaming, and then I would get like a bunch of people that would like start following me.
Streaming on what? What platform?
Whatnot.
Okay.
I stream on Whatnot. Styles by Smiles on Whatnot, Styles by Smiles on IG, and Styles by Smiles for life.
And like, how do you spell that? Just in case.
Styles by Smiles, STYLES by BY, and then Smiles, SMILES.
No underscores or nothing.
On IG, it's going to be Styles by .smiles.
Gotcha. How lucrative is the card selling game?
It's actually, bro, a little bit more than I thought it was, dude. It started off as a hobby and turned into a second business. To where the income I was making off of it was enough to consider it a second like side business.
Right.
You know, and it's still growing, dude. Like I have over, you know, it may not sound like a lot, but I have over 5,000 followers on Whatnot,
Right.
which is like actually very hard to do. I don't know if you know, if you've never sold cards or anything, it's not as easy as it looks. You don't just have cards and people want to buy them from you. People want good personality. They want to know they can trust you. They want to know how long you've been selling, if you've been selling. And if you haven't been selling for a long time, people are going to try and underbuy your cards left and right. Like I'm talking pennies at $1. You could have $1,000 card. People are going to be like, I'll give you 200 because they don't think you know any better.
What's the highest you ever sold a card for?
My highest record sell as of right now, I believe, is $3,000.
Which was today, right? Or yesterday?
Well, that was actually a poll that I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so on the platform, guys, I've been very lucky to work with all the hobby shops in my area. And so I get product from a lot of these guys. I'm pulling $1,000 cards almost every stream. $1,000 plus cards almost every other stream. Every stream.
How do you know, like, the card is worth that much? Like
comps. So what people do is they'll like comp cards. They'll see what sales are on eBay. They'll see, basically that's going to be the biggest one. Sales on eBay, the sales on PSA Vault. But yeah, eBay is kind of your biggest comp leaders because whatever stuff sells on eBay, that's they consider that the world market. So it's kind of weird how that works.
And you also clean cards for people?
Yes, I do. I buy, sell. So I buy, sell trade cards. I also do PSA cleaning, prep cleaning, and like if you're trying to grade your cards, I will prep your cards, clean your cards. If you want to slightly restore your cards, there are stuff I can do. There are stuff that ethically I won't do because we restore cards. We restore them back to their original health. We don't alter cards. Is the way that I learned and the way I promote it. Right. So I will never alter your card to make it look better for you for a sell, but I will clean it for you. Right. If that makes it. It's kind of it's almost the same thing, but it's not. Right. Right?
Right. It's like you keep it at the standard that it was at and not try to boost it up to or alter it to, you know what I'm saying?
To fake people out. Yeah, I don't paint cards. Like I tell people, like one of the most common things you'll see is the whitening. And everybody's like, can you get the whitening off these cards, right? Because it's like a chip off there. It's like, I can't. Because if I did, I would have to paint it. And at that point, if I'm painting it or adding stuff, now we're talking altering. Right. If I'm just wiping it down or like taking out little grooves that I can naturally take out, then we're okay. But if I have to add something to it or cut something on it, I won't do it. Right. You know, it's just an ethical thing, right?
So do people reach out to you through Instagram to send you their cards, or do they like mail it to you for you to like fix it, or do they drive up and come visit you?
A little bit of everything. Primarily as of right now, you know, I've recently just kind of really been getting into the cleaning the cards and making it an actual like thing that I offer just as of recently, like the last like month. So primarily, most of the things that I've done with that have been just like clients here, you know, which is kind of cool, you know, because that's another big reason why I love the fact that I do both of this, because they both have sort of intermeshed versus one. When I first started, man, it was kind of hard to get it that way. But like now that I promote myself as a barber and a breaker on Whatnot, you know, like a sports card breaker, they've intermeshed so well that like people love the fact that I do both things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that like I'll go sit up at a card show. I'll hand out a few cards, and I'll get like a couple clients every card show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's something I've used as a promotional tool for the barbering
So you're
business.
getting barbering and you're getting card sales.
Yeah.
And networking all through all that.
Yep. Business mindset. It's how do I say it? It's residual money. It's money. The card game is something that I would like to have as like residual money, something that I can organically let it be there. I can have stuff, and I don't have to do like as far as like a whole lot of manual labor work behind it. Right? There's a lot of like leg work behind it as far as like you got to list a card. You got to make sure you don't undersell for what you need for, like you got to wait and all that stuff like that, you know.
Right.
So with that, with me doing the card stuff, I hope to bring in extra money towards my family so that me and my family can live the life we want to live, man.
Right.
You know, it's just what it's about. It's about, you know, unfortunately, if I could do all this just for fun, I would, but. That's not the life we live. I have to. Everything I do has to make money. And it's sad. It sucks, bro, because it's like hanging out with friends is tough.
Right.
Because if I'm hanging out with friends, I'm not making up money, bro. And it's like everything I do in this life has to make money. Because if I live for the people, I dead ass do, bro. If the people don't come, I'm not making money.
Right.
So I have to live for the people.
I get it. I mean, it's a grind all around, and it looked like you got your mindset locked in on trying to retire at an early age by doing all the things that you enjoy. So it's almost like you're not really working because you love barbering and you love selling cards. So it's like you're getting paid for a hobby, which is the American dream for a lot of us.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, Smiley. And, you know, if anything, we'll have some more follow-up questions if the people want to learn more about barbering world or they want to learn about cards. So thank you for your time today. And we'll see you soon.
Appreciate you guys. See you guys.